Preston says, if you don't have a full Bitcoin yet, what the most important thing you can do right now is try and do that. Of course. I don't think that you should make that your, it's tough. You really have to stop here and really think about how hard it is to get one Bitcoin right now, honestly. Like we've kind of dipped a little bit here in terms of the fiat price. But, a month ago when we were at 70,000 US, that's about $100,000 Canadian here, which I know people, and we talked about 100,000 being the magic number in America. But think about once we hit that magic number and there's a whole bunch of people rushing into Bitcoin, think about how impossible it's going to be for your average person to get one Bitcoin. $100,000 US to get one Bitcoin. Do you know how many years you have to work to have $100,000 in excess after tax, after expenses, after rent, after mortgage, after everything in your life to come up with $100,000 to get one Bitcoin? It's impossible for 99.999% of the world. So don't make that like the end all be all for you. I mean, that's a really good thing to strive for, is getting one whole coin, because I think that if you can get to one whole coin right now, or at any time really, think about what that's going to be worth in the future. And I actually posted about this last night. I said, if you can get to one whole coin, you're set. I mean, you're way beyond set. I think that in 10 years from now, one Bitcoin is going to be worth, I would say, well over 1 million. That's a very conservative estimate. A lot of very intelligent people think it's going to go a lot higher than that in the next decade. But let's just say 1 million reasonably, conservatively. You take that and you go to the bank and you say, I need a line of credit. I have this one Bitcoin that's worth $1 million. I need a line of credit just to live off of. And so they give you, say, $50,000 line of credit. You keep working. I mean, you could probably retire off that, but you keep working. And so you're going to have to pay off this line of credit. And with that, you can either, like I said, keep working, use your earnings from fiat or Bitcoin preferably, but fiat or Bitcoin to pay down that loan every month, pay off your interest, pay some of the loan down, or just pay the interest on it. It wouldn't be that much in interest, honestly. Or you just shave off some of your Bitcoin and say, here's my interest payment. You sell some Bitcoin every month. Here's my interest payment. Here's my operating, my line of credit. I'm living off of this. And you can live very comfortably for $50,000 a year of after-tax proceeds. So, I mean, that's obviously what we're all striving for, is to get one whole coin. And I actually think that within a decade, you'll be able to do that exact same strategy with much less than one full Bitcoin. But absolutely, it's the only thing that you should be working towards, not only for your financial freedom, but for everything. The title today of the show is called Bitcoin is Your Ticket Out of the Matrix, and it truly is. So I would say the most important thing that you can be doing though right now, honestly, like you kind of have two routes here. If you're trying to get to one Bitcoin, you can continue your job. You can continue in your current life, earning fiat, getting taxed, getting devalued, getting debased, possibly getting replaced in months or years by AI, depending on what job you do. Or you can use that time and energy to actually start building your own business in Bitcoin and earning Bitcoin. I think that that's a much more viable option in terms of getting to one Bitcoin. I think that that's a much better strategy. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit today, how to escape the matrix, what you can be doing. So we'll maybe put that on the back burner for right now. But I mean, at the end of the day, we all have to consider here, that's our goal. Anybody who's watching the show, anybody who's in this community, our goal is to get to one Bitcoin or get to half a Bitcoin or whatever that is. But the overlying part of that is not to see how much Bitcoin you can get. It's to get out of the matrix. That's the goal. And so what I want to do on this channel, what I have been doing on this channel, is try to help you with that goal, whatever that is. Whether that's at your job, whether that's in your community, whether that is with your current investments that you have, your current capital that you built up through the years. So that's the end goal, is to not an amount of Bitcoin, but to fully escape the system, the slavery system. And if you get some Bitcoin, I mean, that's going to be your fastest route to doing that. Great question, though.